part because oftentimes I show up in my body and I haven't fully arrived in my mind. So I'm beginning with a presence exercise for all of us to really embrace starting where we are and taking a moment to just breathe and be present. As Ram Dass says, there's a chance to be here now. As Fatboy Slim also says, right here, right now is where it's at. And for me, I'm very conscious about this as an opportunity to show up in the moment. I celebrate wonder and awe and the extraordinary and the ordinary. So all the different ways that our senses can help us arrive in the present moment in body and mind together and take in the quirky, the playful. Just this past weekend, I was walking and I looked to the side and I said, that pipe, it kind of looks like it's a chef carrying some sort of wand. And then I went in closer and just noticed the detail, and I felt myself embracing the sense of levity. And as an educator, I'm often trying to break out of those four walls, the confines of a classroom, just let people play a little. We need this for all ages. That mindset that lets us really investigate and get curious with that alien mentality. But we can't do it just by going beyond. We need to start by feeling safe, feeling supported, feeling encouraged to really move beyond those perceived boundaries and take a risk. So it's that risk mindset. I wrote a book called Mindful by Design where those storytelling practices were in context. And one of them is called Out of This World, where you embody an alien mindset. The premise is that you've dropped out of your spacecraft onto this alien planet, from alien planet to planet Earth, and you have to translate what you find. So from that alien language into English, what is it like when you start to slow down and investigate and notice the details? And students love this because the things that we take for granted, that we feel like we can over-explain, suddenly we can't explain them. What is it like when you look at something really deeply and start to appreciate it? What would it be like if you didn't have that language to have the context and you started to notice in the path the little emergences that we can't predict? Those details that remind us that we're alive and we're present in the here and now. And that's what I love to really explore in our mindsets, how we can open up to embrace that possibility. And you can do this every day. Sometimes it's as simple as looking out the window. I started to notice in the past 2 weeks that the buds were sprouting into leaves, and it's the beginning of springtime. So every day is not the same, and this embodiment of wonder and awe in our consciousness really wakes us up. It's so fresh and good for the body to stop that attachment to one fixed mindset and start to embrace this possibility of what could be. And I'm doing this all the time. This picture's from a museum in Stuttgart where I looked up at the ceiling instead of out and started to notice, oh, there are mirrors up there. And they look like concentric circles, kind of like a drop in a lake and the ripples expanding outward. And it's those moments, those wabi-sabi moments of beautiful and the broken that we really love in our brains. We look for patterns, but it's really when the pattern breaks that we start to experience something new and fresh and really complex. So Tim Brown of IDEO, he has a saying once a day to deeply observe the ordinary. What does it look like when we start to notice the white swans against the black lake, start to see the poetry in the moment? For me, this is part of life on a daily basis. There's a Bay Area artist named Charlie Milgram who has a practice in photography where she starts to notice, does anyone see on the truck that there's kind of this alien face? She starts to pick up that quirkiness, and we can do that too. Sometimes it's in our physical environments. We can go into some new perspective. There could be an old architecture with a new architecture. We start to notice these details and get a new angle and new perspective. And for me now, as a virtual reality experience designer, I can put that same mindset into VR and start to get really creative with the ways that I plan a landscape, the ways that I put in details that let people wake up with their senses and start to adopt more of an alien investigator mindset. It's my belief that if an alien were looking at us doing this, they would see this practice as a form of love. Because when we slow down to attend to something and pay attention, that's us showing that we care, and that's love. So, thank you very much. Love. Wishing you an awesome evening, and I am so excited for all the talks we're about to have. So, thanks very much. Bye. you.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Sure thing.